Okay, let's wrap up this essay and go through the final editing phase. If you are just now joining us, you are late to the party, and this is going to be very confusing. So if that's the case, keep in mind that there are some links included on this page where you can go through the process of writing an essay a different way. For those of you who have been with me all the way through this process, you know where we are in this stage of the game, and we are ready to complete the essay. I hate to see people waste their time, so if you are watching this for the first time, then you'll want to go back and start at the beginning and watch the whole process through, because otherwise I'm afraid this isn't going to make much sense to you. For those of you that have been working with me all along, let's have some fun and finish this essay. Now, when I first opened up this Word document, images were all over the place. So I've put everything correctly. I took out that poem, y'all. I decided that it's a really cool thing that Yeats put in a plaque on Ballylee Castle, but it doesn't have anything to do with this essay. So while it's a really cool quote, I just took it out of the essay because it takes focus from our little sad castle that we want to see become better. So I took it out altogether. Now we start the essay. We put the title again. And this looks good. I'm going to read along with me. See if you catch any errors. I moved the picture over here because if I do any of this, it breaks up that thesis statement, and I want that thesis statement to be right in the middle and be clear so that the reader can see what the point of the essay is. And we've already been through that, so okay. This poor little guy with the door, we moved him 100 times. Okay, so that's good. Move this in the center because it is part of the activity. Oops. Right. You reading along with me? Okay. Now I have to be careful when I'm speaking, when I'm talking to the reader, and when I'm speaking to the guests that have come to the party. So that's one of the things that I need to make sure of as I go through here. And I've got a space there. Doesn't belong. Okay. And at first we put, he takes to the stage and he takes the microphone. I changed that to holds the microphone so we don't have redundancy. Okay. Stage as he steps. We've also got to remember this is in first person and present tense. So I'm looking for anything that goes to the past tense. Okay. I think I'm going to make this just a, well, I guess it's okay. I was thinking about making it a little bit smaller, but I think it's okay. Oh, back up here too, I described the tent because I thought, okay, if I have this tent, the reader might have an image of just like a pup tent for a camping tent, and what we really have is a beautiful metal framed presentation tent. So I added that to make sure the reader can see that tent, because in the next image you can see that they are inside of a metal framed area. So good, good. Okay. Right. Okay, and this is all Saul's information. And remember when we planned this in the outline, we put the citation at the end of all of the information he presents, rather than citation, citation, citation. We just cited the entire thing so the reader knows. Okay. When I first came in to this essay, these pictures were all over the place. So I like this, having his picture here, and then I put that little added thing that we included to show examples of what he's done before. Otherwise, the reader really doesn't know who this person is. So this was just, we put it at a little angle to show that these are not the images for Corofin Castle, but it's work that he's done before. Okay, I bet you anything you're going to want this. Yeah, okay. All right, so I pay attention to some of these. Okay. And there's some pictures of the food. Since we are having a dinner party, we want to show some food along the way. Okay, this is where we put his picture, Robert's picture, for the first time. This castle is preserved. Capital, Paul hopes. Okay, this is what his plan is. And of course, we have, what I did is this was difficult. I wanted Yeats to say something in his own voice, and his poetry is so wonderful. So I think Saul's question, when Yeats adds a question of his own, "'Tis better, methinks, to place the patients in the structures of modern machines and treatments, lest he be," and instead of citing the poem after his recitation, I say, "Lest he be, as I wrote in my infamous poem, a man young and old I first loved." Is that in the right? All right. And then he has that. So I've already cited where the poem came from. All right. Kane reference. And we have all that information there. That landed well. I like that at that particular point of the essay. By bringing the mood up, remember this kind of brings the mood to a sad and somber moment, and now we're going to move the tone to a happier tone when we see the kids in their hats and that kind of thing, and the Irish. And all right, now we've got the main course, so we're going to include a picture of food. Somehow it's getting down into this paragraph, so let's make this little picture just a little bit smaller. There, now it snugs in there. Okay, then we have this tour that they go on. Let's put this right over here, right next to this poem. That makes it nice. Okay, and then Yeats' words, lilt in the air. Well, lilt in the air as it, is that right? Let me just check. Yeah, okay, good. And members discuss their needs for jobs. There's a picture of dessert, which looks yummy. And let's move that. That just looks, I'm going to have to make this a little bit smaller. Just so it doesn't just have so many pictures in a row. Okay, nice. After the band finishes the song, the crowd cheers. During the concert, the tent was removed and more chairs and tables have been added. Now this didn't happen during this. If we're in the present tense, I am able to go to what I did in the past while the concert was going on in the present. In the center of each table are, now I go back to present tense, surrounded by chocolate Irish cream cakes, plastic forks, napkins. Okay. Oh, this is a problem. It's in the wrong place. Let's move this down where it goes. This is where we're talking about the cakes. And it looks better there anyway. All right. So, cakes go there where we're talking about the Irish cream cakes. Good. Make sure that's okay. frame for the band. So let's do that. All right. Hold on, let me work on this. I'll be right back. Okay, tell you what, this picture has moved all over this page. I can't wait to save this as a PDF so that everything will stay put. These pictures keep moving. All right. And this is the end of the essay. And nice, it ends right at the end of the page. And there we have the works cited. We've already checked this 3 times. Let's just scroll through one last time. Make sure that we don't see anything in all caps, that we don't have any super long citations, and we don't. And remember, we went through this whole point of making sure that each of the, if we had to just use the URL, that we have edited it so that we know what that URL is for. And this one was for a Paul Foster image. All right. And looks good. And as a YouTube tutorial, it's going to have this link, and that's okay. I know it's all caps and everything, but it is a link to that YouTube that we referred to. Good. All right. I'm going to do one last thing, and I'm going to view it in a page, multiple page view. And I just like to see it laid out like this to see how it looks. Are there any super long paragraphs? Anything that's a problem? That looks good. Okay, over here. Okay. Last. That's going to stay like that because it's a citation. Looks good. Works cited looks good. I don't know why we have an extra page there. All right. Good. Now let's do one last thing and then we're done. Okay. The last thing I like to do is check the word count. 3041. I would cut some out. So let's change that a little bit. We need 3041 added to, let's go back to full view. Hold on. Okay, so that changes our word count, our total word count, including the outline and the essay, to 5,492 words. And let's save this as a PDF and hope for the best. Okay, here it is as a PDF. I'm so nervous! Okay, let's go through and see. I gotta tell you, I think that was so clever because we can't possibly find a color picture of Yeats. And so when I went to Google and I put in portrait of Yeats, how I felt so lucky when this came up with the very castle that he restored showing up. I really thrilled about that image. Oh, this poor little castle. I like the way this turned out too, so that it's, because it's at an angle, it lets people know that we aren't talking about the restoration of this castle. It's an example of work that he's done. looks good. This needs to be indented a bit more. Look. I'm going to fix it. I'll be right back. Okay, that's lined up. Didn't take a second to do that. And I know, but I want it to be perfect. We've put a lot of hard work into this. We want it to be perfect. Oh my gosh, it's done. It's perfect. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself. Oh my gosh, all of you who have been on this journey with me, I hope you have enjoyed this as much as I have. This has been a blast. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of this essay. I hope you will be proud of yours as well. And carry on with the journey. This was tremendous fun. Thanks everybody for joining me on this ride. I love this essay.